From their hiding spot at the pier, Hope and Rafe are shocked to see Eduardo meet a man and exchange just bearer bonds for fakes. Hope records it, and when the man leaves, Rafe shows himself. Eddie's cagey. Rafe says he was following Deimos, not expecting to see his father. Eddie assumes Deimos set Rafe up. Rafe asks if Dario knows what he's up to. Ed insists he has no clue and asks if his son can ignore this. They can donate the bonds to charity. Rafe can't forget his integrity or his oath. He is forced to arrest his dad. Steve arrives at the loft upset that Tripp's been missing for 24 hours. Joey begs them to tell the truth, that he killed Ava, not Steve. They try to convince him to keep his yap shut. In his hotel room, Tripp tears up, watching a video Ava made for him during her pregnancy. She tells him how much she already loves him and warns that people will want to hurt him but that she'll be there to protect him. At the Kyriakis mansion, Deimos tells Victor if all goes well, they'll see the end of one of their biggest competitors in Eduardo Hernandez. Deimos lets Victor know about finding the bug Hope planted and staging fake calls to set Eddie up. Victor's tickled. Kate waits for Eddie at TBD. She tells Gabi she's been stood up. Dario approaches and says Eduardo's been arrested. Jaws drop as they take off. Tripp turns up at the loft and tells Steve, Kayla and Joey that Ava's cousin gave him a video Ava made during her pregnancy. He watched it and thinks she's a loving and caring person who had her heart broken. Kayla calls her emotionally unstable and Steve calls her a manipulator. Steve is angry that she ruined a chance for them to get to know each other and walks out. Kay follows and Joey begs Tripp not to leave. Tripp has nothing against Joey. It's not like he had anything to do with her murder. Joey sighs. Tripp questions him and Joey rants about how nutso Ava was. When he realizes Tripp will never speak to his father again, Joey offers to tell him the truth. Rafe processes Eduardo at SPD when Raines shows up, happy that Rafe caught the entire transaction on video. Pleased, he didn't think Rafe had it in him to arrest his own father. Meanwhile, Rafe's not happy. Dario arrives and gets in his brother's face. He wishes Rafe would have covered it up. Gabi interjects. Rafe covered up a crime for her and it wasn't right. It ate him up inside. Rafe, close to tears, says he's done that already, so many times, he doesn't know who he is anymore. If I were to do that one more freaking time. Rafe tells Gabi that Ed will be transferred to a prison in Chicago. Gabi breaks down in his arms while in interrogation. Ed says it'd have been one hell of a deal if it worked. Dario blames himself for putting pressure on his dad but Eddie asks him not to do that. He weeps as he tells his son how proud of him he is. Gabi approaches and Dario leaves them alone. Eddie tries to apologize but Gabi cries about him giving his word to stay on the straight and narrow. You betrayed all of us. Ed tried to do his best. Gabi says he was at his best when he was with Ariana. She sobs that she forgave him for leaving her, but she doesn't think she can forgive him for leaving Ariana. She goes and Kate appears. Eddie is surprised to see her. They're both sorry about how things turned out. Kate cries and they kiss. They profess their love for each other. He's brought out to say one last goodbye and tells his family he tried to be the kind of people they already are. They all profess their love for Eddie and his for them. He's sorry he let them down. Gabi sobs in his arms and he's taken away. Dario blames Deimos, insisting he must pay. At the Brady's pub, Steve and Kayla watch the DVD Ava made, wondering what type of lies she told. They cringe as Ava talks about Steve abandoning her after he told her he'd love her forever. He's a liar. Depressed, Steve wonders how Tripp will ever forgive him after hearing that. Back at the mansion, Victor calls a contact at SPT and learns about Eduardo's arrest. He fills Deimos in on everything that went down, then tells him to leave Gabi and Hope out of his vendetta. Vic warns he should watch his back from their family. Deimos isn't worried,